今、アメリカが誇る希代のスラッガーが強烈な批判にさらされている。2026年のワールドベースボールクラシックはベネズエラの優勝に終わり、目の前で歓喜の瞬間を見守ることとなったアメリカ代表チーム。巨大な戦力を有し、優勝候補とされながらも2大会連続で頂点を逃したチームに対し、現地ファンや指揮者からはキャプテンを務めたアーロン・ジャッジ選手の責任を問う声が多く上がっている。実際、ジャッジ選手は決勝戦で2つの見逃しを含む3三振でノーヒットと不発に終わり、負けたら終わりの決勝トーナメントでは打率1割台6三振と低迷。さらに MLB のポストシーズンで打率2割台前半と結果を残せていないことと合わせて、大舞台に弱いというレッテルでのバッシングが過熱しており、擁護する意見も含めてその内容を紹介していこう。
I have a bone to pick.
No kidding.
There has been one Captain America, okay? If you're a Mets fan, you know who I'm talking about. David Wright went on a generational run once in the World Baseball Classic a bit over a decade ago. There were accounts, there were things, Aaron Judge, Captain America. Captain America doesn't go over 4 in the championship game with like 3 strikeouts or whatever it was.
3.
That's not Captain America. That's not my Captain America. That should not be your Captain America. Thanks for coming.
You know what? I'm not trying to beat a man while he's down, but it's high. I understand that, and I do see that. It's high time that we continue this discussion
of Aaron Judge choking.
Yeah, I mean, all of it. Honestly, I didn't find his pregame speech and the clips of that to be all that compelling. I think absolutely, at least from everything that I've seen, that he's a stand-up dude by all accounts. But when you're thinking about the captain for an event like this, understanding the scope of it, understanding the history, understanding what it means to each individual country. Like, you need somebody who you feel like when the lights are the brightest is going to go out there and perform.
I think I read Moneyball when I was 15 or 16 years old, and when you read that book and you're young and it hits you and you understand all of the things about baseball analytics, like there's no such thing as clutch hitting, base hits or luck. Like, there's so many things baked into that book that change your perspective. So I've floated around this earth for 20-something years since then, believing all of those things until last night, when I changed my mind from there's no such thing as clutch hitting to Aaron Judge is a choker and he will never get the big hit. He has a mental block, clearly. And listen, if he swings the bat, maybe it's different. But he has a mental block. He got 3 pitches over the course of last night, if you look at the data, if you look at the charts, that he should have sent into Fort Lauderdale. He should have sent it into the Evan Cohen studio in West Palm Beach. And he just sat there waiting for another pitch. And you could even hear Smoltz say, whoa, 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 I'm surprised at that. He has a mental block. Something is wrong with him in those big spots. And I won't begin to put my head in his and try to guess what that is. But he doesn't have what the great players have in that moment. And it's the symptom we saw over and over and over again in this tournament, which is that talent wins you over a season, a lot of games, but it cannot win you one game. Like the Venezuelans last night, when they had a bunch of talent, but they knew how to manufacture runs, which, by the way, again, another thing I didn't believe in until last night. Omar Lopez talking about manufacturing runs and bunting and all that stuff every time that Rosenthal or Verducci talked to him, and Mark DeRosa had nothing to say over there. He's just waiting for the talent. And I think a lot about it, maybe with Aaron Judge, Scotty Scheffler says this all the time. He says, think athletic, not technical. And that's the reason, even though his swing is so mechanical and so robotic, he still understands about how to be an athlete and how to play this stuff and all that stuff. Aaron Judge, to me, is always thinking technical. And that way, in a huge spot, he's thinking technical, not athletic, not about moments. And I don't see a pathway for him to ever get the big.
In the games that you thought the U.S. offense would really get something going with that huge lineup, they did absolutely nothing. Harper didn't do anything. Last night he had a big game, so we leave him alone. Steve just mentioned the 8th inning home run. It was a great home run. Judge, you got to get on.
Sure.
That's all there is to it. He struck out 3 times. He hit a ground ball to third base. I know he had a good game against the Blue Jays last year where Yankee fans and the Yankees say, oh, wow, look at him in Game 3 against Toronto when he won a game by himself. Other than that, you got to be fair. And I'm a Judge fan. Steve will talk about this now. He does not play as well on the big stage as he does on a routine game in June against the A's.
Sure.
And last night, Stephen, was not a good 3. You know, you can't strike out 3 times and hit a ground ball to third in a game that the whole world is watching when you're the best hitter on the planet. And that's what he did.
I think that if you were someone who was very passionate and locked into the World Baseball Classic, it is fair to be critical of Judge in big moments. In big moments, because he does have a rich history of coming up short in the playoffs. Now, last year, we think he answered those questions, and we're still wondering, was that the foreshadowing of things to come, or was that the aberration? But those questions, for all of Judge's career, have been valid. And when you are in the biggest moments of the World Baseball Classic and you see Judge do what he did, coming up short to the tune of 2 for 11, 6 strikeouts in the elimination games, I think the criticism is valid if you are the best player in baseball, you're a 3-time league MVP, you're the captain.
Stop saying that, though. Stop saying best player in baseball.
Let me continue. Or arguably the best player in baseball. The people I don't want to hear from criticizing Judge are those who for the last 2 weeks have been like, World Baseball Classic, what does it matter? I don't care about these exhibition games. Get me to the baseball's opening day. So if you didn't care about the World Baseball Classic, it would be very odd for you to care about what Judge did in games that you didn't care about or games you didn't think mattered.
Can I be those people?
Go ahead.
You're going to play to win.
But you didn't care about it.
But if you're gonna play and you're gonna say it's important to you, then I'm gonna judge you because you said you wanted to play and you said it was important.
Okay.
So you showed me you showed me how you perform when things are important.
But here's the problem with that, Bart. Because let's play the reverse scenario out yesterday. If Judge in that game goes 5 for 5, hits a walk-off grand slam.
Like Judge did his thing.
No, the people who were criticizing him are going to be like, all right, let's see you do this in October. Because those games don't matter.
Rob, you're the biggest Aaron Judge fan there is.
I'm not a fan.
Three-time MLB Bro of the Year.
I'm not a fan.
Does he deserve the slander for letting us down once again?
No way, no how. It's always easy to point and pick out the big dog. I get it, right? You expect big things from him, and I get it. He was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, so he should get some pushback, and people have a right? Because had he hit the home run or hit the home run to win it, he'd be getting mad love, and everybody would be talking about all rise Aaron Judge. So I'm not even going to go there. I get that comes with the territory. But he's like a lot of other stars in those moments. We talked about it before. I brought up Ted Williams, Barry Bonds before that 2002 playoff series against the Angels, the World Series against the Angels, when he hit 500 and they still lost in 7 games. There's plenty of those opportunities. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get the frustration. There were times for people to go out and say he's never gotten a big hit in the postseason is ridiculous. He hit 500 in the playoffs last year for the Yankees. A couple years ago against Cleveland, he had a big 2-run game tying home run late in the game. He's had big hits, big home runs. Is it as many as people would like or every situation? Of course not. And I get it.